What's up, everybody? I'm celebrity makeup artist Tae Rene, and welcome back to another episode of Beauty Talk with Tae, where we get glam and have a good glam time. Where we get glam, quiet on the set. We get glam, where we get glam, have a good glam, and have a good glam time. Tae Rene, Tae Rene, where we get glam.
We love that sound.
Where we get glam and have a good glam time. So you know how we get started. We always guess our guests. And today we have activist. She was mentioned in Beyonce's song. Almost call her an artist. She fights for us. And I just want you guys to take a wild guess at who it could be. It's our girl, Tamika Mallory. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, Tay.
Hey, boo.
I'm so proud of you,
Thank
Tay.
you. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Of course, I'm so happy you're doing this show. We've been telling you.
Yes, you have. You've always been in my corner, supporting me.
right.
How long have you been here in Atlanta?
I've been on the road with the elections for the last few months. And so coming to Georgia is a lot because it's like we, did all of this
Yeah.
for the November election and leave family again. And
So where's home for you?
in New York City.
You from New York?
From New York. But my mom is from very close to Georgia. She's 4 hours away in Alabama. Or she actually lives in New York, but our family lives in Monroeville, Alabama. So when my cousins and other family members decided to leave Alabama, many of them set up shop in Georgia, all over
dope.
Georgia.
Yeah.
And so I've been coming to Georgia all my life. It's like my second home.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You gonna become a peach one day? Or I mean, what we thinking?
I like Florida.
You like
Sorry,
Florida?
I do. I'm old.
You
I'm
are
an
not that
soul,
old.
but you know
Oh
I'm an
my
old
gosh.
soul.
You do be acting like an old lady. I'm not gonna.
Exactly. I go to sleep at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Now, not 4 o'clock. You can make it to 6, right?
Well, from 4
Sometime.
and I go to sleep with my makeup done already. So when I wake up the next morning,
Yes,
it's
make up.
already
Wake up
ready
like
to
I
go.
woke up like this.
Which we should not suggest that people do that.
No,
but I
because
do.
it's bad for your skin. Everybody, it's not a good idea to sleep in your makeup. I know you don't want to wake up and go to glam early, but it's not a good idea to sleep in your makeup because what happens is your pores get clogged and you end up having outbreaks. So we definitely don't want to.
But you know
our
what?
makeup.
God has blessed me not to give me any outbreaks because he understands that my time is like
ain't got time for
everything.
that.
It moves so fast that I have no choice but to do the 2-day beat.
Right, you ain't even got time for that.
Sorry.
So speaking of, I woke up like this. Beyonce mentioned you in one of her songs. I mean,
Black Parade.
yes, what was that moment like? Like,
You know what?
did you know that was about to happen?
No, I didn't. Well, actually, I got a call from someone that works very closely with her saying, that I should be paying attention to a release that was coming that night. And you know how B does. She just
She'll drop something. Drop a whole album,
right.
a whole...
It's not like, you know what I
Yes.
mean? It's not like everybody else has to gear up and do promo. Her promo is, it's out, go get it. And the song was out and it was actually on Juneteenth, which is, a very significant day in terms of Black and African remembrance in America.
Right, because that's our Independence Day,
It's the
right?
day that we were supposed to be independent, although many of our people didn't know that they were free. And so, they were supposed to be free around the 4th of July. And Juneteenth was actually when many people in different states learned of their freedom.
Okay.
And they had been still on plantations with masters, if you will, who
As
didn't
free
want to
people.
allow them, to know that they were free.
Wow.
And so, freedom is relative because what does it mean when you don't have property that you own, no land, and, many didn't have the ability to read and things like that. But nonetheless, they should have been able to walk off plantations as free individuals much earlier on. And so Juneteenth is an important Remembrance Day for us. Because you know Beyonce is very, very, very much so into Black culture.
Absolutely. And we love her for that. We love her for that hot sauce on her bag.
Absolutely. And it's funny because the young people that work with me, specifically a young lady by the name of Natasha Williams, she's the one who came to me and was like, you have to listen to this song because I think Beyonce just said your name. And I was like, no, she must be talking about a different Tamika. Like,
oh my God.
I just couldn't believe it. But then it occurred to me that earlier that day I got a call from her people saying, watch out.
Really?
And there it was.
And then when you listened to it, like, were you in a car? Were you
I was in bed. It
really?
was after, remember, again, it was after my 4 p.m. bedtime.
Oh, Lord.
So I was in the bed with the covers up to here.
Oh, God.
And I jumped up and we jumped on the bed.
Yes.
And I started I had to put my clothes on.
Did you do a little dance? Oh, you got a little two-step? Oh, okay, it's like a little old school.
It was dope, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Beyonce, right?
It is Beyonce, and that is so awesome. But speaking of Juneteenth and freedom, you have a organization called Until Freedom, and y'all have been doing so much. I just want to say thank you for all that you and your organization has been doing for the culture. Like, we literally look to you for everything. If we want to know something, we go into your social media page first. If I see something circulating on social media about something happened to this person, breaking news, anything that has to do with racial injustice, I'm like, oh, let me go to Tamika's page to see what actually happened.
Well, that means I have to do better because I really haven't been using social media as much lately. I don't know, social media seems like it just became a cesspool for haters.
For real?
Yeah, and it's just,
they be hating
toxic.
on you? Girl,
it's not even just me. It's just that I watch a lot of the energy on social media and the trolling and everything that's happening. Of course, the bots that are on there. A lot of information is either not accurate or partially given or, you know, it takes a lot more research. So I've been spending a little bit of time off socials, but I do realize that a lot of people go to my page for information.
You gotta be on
so
social.
I gotta do better.
And that's what's so crazy because we have this new era that we're in where everything is like technology based. Everything is technology. So
except being able to actually get people to the polls and things like that. Like, we can post all we want, but there is no way that you can substitute knocking on doors. Like in Georgia specifically, people have knocked on, I know Black Voters Matter has knocked on over 2 million doors.
Wow.
Woke Vote, which is an organization that my Until Freedom partners with, has knocked on thousands of doors. And in fact, I've been out there with them, knocking on doors, talking to families, and just ensuring that people actually get to the polls. And so post online, that's cool and it's important because, you know, people get information, but it takes several touches to actually move someone from the couch to the polls or, you know, to get them to participate in any type of empowerment and educational opportunities because so much distrust is out there. And then you have people who are really feeling like they're just not, I don't know, people just aren't excited about being engaged in the system. They don't believe in it right now.
Can you blame them though?
No, absolutely not. I feel the same, but I also know the importance of being involved because you can't complain about something that you haven't participated in. You know?
That's a word.
You know.
Can't complain about something that you haven't participated in.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so how did the whole Until Freedom movement, like how did that get started?
So Until Freedom is an organization that I co-founded with other folks who love you very much. Linda Sarsour, who you also beat her face. And it's funny because Linda, well, I mean, I guess you're a real professional makeup artist because she's super duper light. She's got white skin and she loves Tae doing her face.
She does.
And she doesn't really like anyone to do her makeup.
Really?
So,
I did not even know that.
Well, first of all, she's Palestinian, she's Muslim, so she doesn't want a lot of beat, you know. You know, she wants her face to be as natural as possible.
Right.
Because it represents who she is and her culture. But, you know, she also, just as a really, really light woman, doesn't want her features to be too bold. And you do such a great job of making her look good.
Thank you.
So so anyway, she's one of the co-founders of Until Freedom. And then there are the two gentlemen, attorney Angelo Pinto and my son Lennon. And, you know, as the four of us came together to develop this organization, right after Linda and I decided to leave the Women's March. You know, that was obviously a very historic
because you were
time
one
in
of
our
the
lives.
organizers.
One of the 4 co-founders
Oh,
of
wow.
the Women's March, and one of 70 plus people who organized that 5 million plus attendee
Wow.
worldwide
5 million?
historic occasion.
That's history right there.
It really was. And it is and always will be. And so after a few years of being there and dealing with all the controversy of having the type of mass gathering that we put together clearly brought a lot of hate. You know, a lot of people, one, didn't want so many diverse people working together, white women, women of color in general, black women just coming together. That was very scary for a lot of people, particularly men. And so they used all the old tricks of the trade, the same things that they went after Dr. King and other leaders about. They came after us, they threw the book at us, and social media helped to really elevate these people's voices. And so we had a lot of challenges, but it obviously, it was historic. It's something that I would do all over again, although there was a lot of pain.
There was?
A lot of pain. Oh, absolutely. A lot of pain, a lot of accusations, a lot of painful lies, and it also, I think it really highlighted the challenges between black women and women of color and white women. Those challenges have not gone away. And so there's a lot that happened there. So at some point, Linda and I said, okay, it's time, you know, we've done what we did, what we came to do. We had 3 very historic marches that took place, you know, every year from 2017 to 2019. We were very, very instrumental in ensuring that in 2018, the midterm elections were successful in terms of being able to put more progressives in office. And across the nation, you can see where our work was actually, again, it was successful. And so it was time for us to go back to our hoods. Like, we wanted to go back to the community. Linda believes that, you know, when black people are free, Palestinian people will be free. So she really works on black liberation with me every day. And then the other thing I think about the challenge with the feminism movement and the women's movement is that sometimes it excludes men. And as the mother of a 21-year-old black son and also the daughter of a black man who's very, very active in my life, I'm unable to be separated from the black man in any way. Everything that I do, it has to be that we're working together. It doesn't mean that I can't center black women in the conversation and women in general, but there cannot be a moment where black men feel like they don't have a seat at the table as far as my activism and organizing is concerned. And so my son and Angelo were ready, and we decided that we were going to, you know, come together and be a force. And until freedom was birthed. And we left our homes in January 2020, and we went to Mississippi to help advocate for the prisoners in Parchman Prison. I don't know if you remember that, where several prisoners had died, and the prisoners were posting online how terrible the conditions were in the jail, and the fighting that was happening inside the jail and the corruption. It was crazy, and at some point it probably was about 20 prisoners that died within a very short period of time. And so we went in January to stand with the Mississippi Prison Reform Coalition. We were there January, February, and then got home in March, and then it was COVID. And so we had to deal with that. In the midst of all of that, my mom had a really serious stroke. So, you know, people don't really get to see all of the other things that's happening
to you in your life.
And yeah, exactly. So from March until May, we stayed home dealing with family issues, dealing with COVID. And then we found out that Breonna Taylor was murdered.
Who's holding them accountable? Like, once they're fired, then what happens? They can go get a job somewhere else?
Absolutely. They can go over to the next town and get a job. And that's been a big fight within the police accountability movement. You know, and there's so many things, intricate details that people have to learn. And I realize that our people have not been taught politically or political education. That's something that has been hidden from us on purpose. Kamala Harris and others have put forth a bill that will allow us to address things like this. Officers being able to move to a different state and get hired. And so there's a national registry that this bill will allow us to have, where whenever an officer applies for a job, their name and whatever happened to them in a previous situation will come up.
That's
Do you
awesome.
realize that, like, we literally don't have that right now?
No, we don't have that.
We literally, at this point, do not have a national registry that will give you a background on these officers. And
that's crazy.
So these are the types of things that we're trying to address. So when people are like, I don't want to vote, you know, what does it mean?
This is where it starts.
These are the types of things that matter, because you want to make sure that Officer John that killed Ray Ray is not allowed to move 2 towns over and get another job.
Be a
but
sheriff
if we
or something.
don't actually participate, then we can't control it.
Right.
So these are some, you know, some of the things that we work on, you know, at Until Freedom.
I went to a public school, and I was in a predominantly Black community. That's not anything that was really included in our curriculum.
And I'm still learning.
I learned as I got older.
Right. And I'm still learning. I mean, I'm still trying to learn. And sometimes, you know, I don't speak about it perfectly. You know, I don't know the exact words. And I do have to stop and ask other experts. And you would think,
really,
you know,
you would never think.
Right. They would think, you know, I know, but I don't. I'm learning myself.
Yeah.
But just because you're learning does not mean that you can't be at the table to help with the fight towards freedom. You know,
that's major.
And it's important because a lot of people, and I actually, I used to be ashamed of it, but now it's become a part of my testimony to help bring other people along, that you don't have to be an expert to be in the fight.
That's
right.
What's up.
You know, that's the conversations I have with Cardi B all the time. Like, you don't got to know everything to use your platform. You know?
Right, and that's so, because it's such a touchy subject, and then it's also intimidating.
It's very intimidating.
Because people will rip you to shreds.
Yes, that's social media.
Yes, that's the social media thing. The trolls, they coming for you. Because if you're talking about something that you don't know anything about, then it's like, okay.
But you have to be authentic in saying, I know there's a problem. I know I want to be a part of the solution, but I need help with the in-between. And I think more people, not everybody, because you just have haters that don't know their damn self, but they gonna try to, you know, they gonna try to one up on you just because they have their own insecurities. And, you know, and part, it's just, don't get me started with all of that. But anyway, because that's a show in itself.
We could go on and on and on. Go on and on and on.
But, you know, a lot more people recognize authenticity when you say, I don't know, but I know I need to be a part of this conversation. And I think, you know, for me, I try to use the fact that, I don't know, as a way to help other people say, okay, well, shoot, if she don't know and she's been in this 25 years, then I could be at the table as well.
So speaking of Cardi B, what do you think about, like, how much responsibility do you think a celebrity is supposed to have in this? Like, a lot of people look at celebrities as the activists in our community. They also have a voice. So do you feel like maybe sometimes they overstep, or do you feel like they're not doing enough? Like, what do you...
It's just, you know, it's individual situations. And I don't think the question is how much responsibility a celebrity should have. I think the question is, how much responsibility should we all have? If you're living in society, if you're raising children, if you plan to have a family, if you got a mama, a daddy, a dog, a cat, if you want street lights to work, if you want clean food, clean air, all of those things, you should care about the world, you should care about the community, you definitely should care about where you come from, right? That's just, to me, that's just like a general thing, that we should all be concerned about other things other than ourselves, right? So that's what I encourage people to look at. Whether or not folks want to get super duper involved and really expose themselves and be vulnerable, because that it is a lot of vulnerability when you step out into the world and say, you know, I'm going to speak against injustice. I'm going to speak against white supremacy. I'm going to speak up for the downtrodden or the marginalized, the people who are hurting. It exposes you. You know, there are people who don't like it. And in fact, those individuals or those entities, they control media in a lot of ways, right? They control whether you get business deals. They control your money. They control a bag. That's just a fact, right? So once you expose yourself, you can actually really be harmed. But one of the things that I have learned, and Harry Belafonte said this to me one day, is that when he realized what was happening to other artists, specifically Paul Robeson, where when Mr. Robeson was speaking, you know, on behalf of the Black community and had gotten engaged in the freedom movement, he could see that white folks began to cut him off, you know, that, you know, that he was being blackballed. And Harry Belafonte said that he realized an important strategy for him had to be to always stay connected to the people. So when you think about Cardi, whether or not a brand wants to support her, they don't have to. She has, I don't know how many million people following her right now that are gonna go with her regardless. So regardless of whether or not whoever, Chanel, wants to, you know, sponsor something, or whether or not Vogue wants to put on a cover, it doesn't matter because she's on the cover of our hearts and minds. And that's the Harry Belafonte model, that he decided to connect directly to the people, to address the people's concerns. And I believe that once you get connected to the people, they will always support you. And the brands and all these other people that we're trying to impress, they have to follow because they want to go with what's hot.
They do.
And a lot of artists are so afraid to step out there, they don't realize that they're actually missing their own blessing. You know, and not just artists, entertainers, business people. Shoot, average everyday folks are just like, I don't want to get out there because I'm scared to lose my job. I'm scared to, you know, but they don't realize that God will open up other doors, you know, for you when you actually are doing what's right. And so, you know, but then there's some people that are fools that you say, you know what, I really don't want you to speak at all. Like, you know, just thank you very much. We appreciate, but you don't know what you're talking about,
so
or
just
you're
have a
trying to
seat.
lead people in the wrong direction. So we just gonna ask you to just. We learned that during the presidential election. Now we can celebrate a little bit later again the historic nature of a Black woman, first woman VP being Black, all of those great things. But I can tell you that I'm very concerned that Black people will fall into a position of celebration rather than a position of accountability. It's, you know, celebration is cool, but what we need to do is celebrate the work that they've done. So that's after they actually get some things handled on behalf of our communities and the people who put them in office. Because Black women and Black people, Black men, Black women, Black people carried Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to the White House. They both admitted it, they've said it, they've talked about it. We're not doing the Obama thing anymore.
We're not doing that number. Wait, hold on. What's the Obama thing?
Well, we did, you know, and I was one of those people that never wanted to say anything negative about President Obama because he was the first Black president. We learned after a while that we had to stop that and that we did have to challenge the president because you're supposed to challenge every president, any leader, to be able to move people from acknowledgement to actual accountability, doing things around criminal justice, not just reform, but criminal justice overhaul. Like the system needs mass changes, right? In order to get them to do things in the economic space and education area, you know, dealing with poverty, obviously small businesses, whatever elected official, it's very similar to what you do with your kids and your family, right? If you love them, then you challenge them. And you let them know that the things that they're doing are either hurting or helping. They could be doing more. Something they may have said hurts or, you know, just needs to be challenged. In general, we need to be in the habit of critiquing, but not disrespecting our leaders. And a lot of people didn't want to do that because, again, you know, he was the coolest Black president with the best Black wife ever. And,
everything. He was everything.
And so many people hated them. And so it was like, we don't want to be a part of that hate. but there was a lot of things that needed to happen that could not happen because our communities were more so focused on the electric slide at the White House or the Christmas party.
Not the electric slide.
Like really, holding them accountable. So Kamala Harris, love her, and it's unfortunate because Black women always catch the brunt, but we just gonna have to really hold their feet to the fire.
I heard that. So speaking of celebration and celebrating, like, I mean, what do you do to celebrate your victories? I mean, you've accomplished so much. I mean, you got a favorite turn-up song. You got a favorite drink you like to sip on. Like,
first of all, people really don't know. You know, because you get to be around us when we're
right.
like, going out and doing different things. I have a great time in my life. One thing I can say about Until Freedom, we're all very different people and personalities, but what we realize is that Black joy has to be as much a part of what we do,
Absolutely.
as the freedom fighting. And so when we get to cities like Georgia, anywhere we go to the hole in the wall. We find where in the hood are the people hanging
We're
out.
in the
where
hood.
They got the good fried chicken.
Yes, and a strong drink.
And the good strong.
The good twerking and a good strong drink.
Strong drinks, right? Where can I get some Douce? Where can I get some Henny?
Douce.
Where can I get
Henny? Oh, so you a dark girl like me.
Yeah, I like dark liquor.
I like dark liquor. What is the problem with dark? I love dark liquor.
I love dark liquor.
What is the thing about
Jack
that?
Daniels.
People shun you for drinking dark, though, as a woman.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I don't even know what it's about. I'm drinking it too.
I drink dark liquor and champagne, I love Douce. I drink Hennessy when I go to the hood because sometimes that's what
That's all they got.
Right? That's
Listen, they ain't got no Jack, baby. They ain't got no Jack.
But then sometimes, you go to a particular city, like if I'm in Alabama and I'm in a juke joint that's like for older people, Jack Daniels is all they have. So that's what I drink.
But they got Crown. They got Crown too.
They got Crown. I can't mess with that Crown. That's some strong
That was my
stuff.
grandma's drink back in the day.
Crown. Yeah, I love dark liquor.
Yes.
But we go out, I go out, I twerk, I have fun.
You twerk?
I know how to twerk a little
First
bit.
of all, let's talk about this new little action you got having.
You keep on saying I got a new booty. No, you know what happened?
I side-eyed you the last time I saw you because I was like, oh, she got some work done. She's trying to keep it on the low. Okay, cool. And I was like, Tamika.
I gained weight. But one, I was living in Kentucky. And it's funny because it's like, it's a funny thing that I did grow a lot in different places.
We talking about this place back here.
But the reason why is kind of sad. When we were in Kentucky, it was so much hate and racism being spewed at us and people coming at us telling us they were going to kill us, cars following us, drones over our home.
No.
There was so much happening that we decided to have a chef cook for us 3 times a day because we didn't want to eat in the local restaurants, right?
Okay.
We did do a lot of Black-owned restaurants, but we had somebody cook for us at least twice a day where we had breakfast and dinner. And it was a Black woman named Quita.
Black woman, honey, Quita can cook, honey. You ain't got to tell me about Quita.
Was making grits every day.
But was she making tacos and chili, or was she making like...
Quita was cooking fried chicken, macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
But also healthy stuff, vegan for Angelo. And,
I ain't never heard of no vegan Quita, but I'm with it.
Quita was making vegan dishes.
Hello.
My son is pescatarian, so he only eats fish. So she was making different things for us. Linda and I eat everything. Linda doesn't eat pork. I might mess around every now and then and have a rib, a little rib, a piece of bacon. And so she was making all of this food, and we were eating well, and trying not to eat out often because you just never know who's in the kitchen. You never know who sees you.
Oh my
you
goodness!
Never know.
Especially because you guys have so many people coming at you.
You just never know.
Wow.
So it's funny because I did gain weight while being in Kentucky, but the reason why is because it was more about my security, than anything. And so yes, I gained some weight. So there was like a thing that happened.
Girl, why? And first of all, for the record, everybody thinks that you are like, until they know about your career and your resume, they're like, oh, she's so cute. When I first met you and did your makeup, I was like, oh, she's so young.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I must be older than her.
You know, it seems like 39, I couldn't keep a pound on. I used to be so mad. Like, I gained 3 pounds.
Girl,
yay.
those
and
problems.
and then I lose 5, and I was so depressed about it. And now it's like I gained 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay.
How many did you gain?
I gained about 15 pounds.
Girl, that
So-
15 look good on you, honey.
It's-
I'ma just be
I be
honest.
cute, I be in the mirror
I
like.
know. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on, because I asked you.
Stank dance.
Look, hold on. You do this little booty.
Yeah.
Little shake, shake, shake. Hey.
Trying, and don't
You
shake
look
that
back at
much.
it, or
And
you
that-
just- or
and
you
then I
just-
don't.
you
You
don't
gonna
look
have
back
the
at it?
audacity to say we wear the same size.
We do wear the
Yeah.
same size. No, with
Tay.
the new growth that you, the
Yeah,
new
Tay.
developments.
Tay.
You know what I'm saying? You got a little action
All that
happening.
ass, I don't have all that.
You know, I just had a baby, so I got a little extra
But
curves.
no, you look awesome.
Thank
You look
you.
awesome. You did some working out. and
Girl, I
stuff.
had to get in that gym. I had to make something happen, but I gotta
look
listen
good.
to my trap music when I work out.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I gotta
me
listen
too.
to the hard
Me
trap.
too.
You like trap music?
I like all types of music. You know, I'm supposed to be exactly what I am. I'm not perfect. I like to hang out. I do things that I'm not that proud of, that I need to work on. God is not through with me yet. Like, I am not perfect, and I will not allow people to try to box me into this, this sterile position. And if that's how
Yes.
you live your life, that's
totally
wonderful.
fine.
I'm working towards, being a better person and just being a better version of me. I'm working towards that, but I'm not 100% there. And there's some shit that I'm never gonna change. It just is who I am. That's what I like.
It
You
is
know what
who
mean?
I am,
It
and
is-
it is what it is.
That's it. Just
Yes.
it is what it is.
And I love that.
So it's a big misconception that, you shouldn't like certain things or listen to certain music or go to certain places. You shouldn't go to the strip club. Yeah, stop playing. Don't.
I mean, that's
come
just
on now.
you. If you're in Atlanta,
If it's
You're gonna
a
go to
good
a
party
strip club.
going on, I might be in the strip club.
you might be in the strip club.
just what
I
it
mean,
is.
but okay. So are you like sitting at the front, like, oh, hey, with the ones
Probably-
making it
well, no. Well, first
big?
of all, it is very important that you tip the strippers.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's tip
You can't
the strippers need
go
they
to the
tips.
strip club and not tip
Yes,
the strippers.
yes, you
That's
gotta bring the
important.
ones.
But I'm probably not as, I'm not in the strip club like.
You just go stick it in the G-string.
Like,
go
yeah,
sit
I'm
down.
not in the strip club like turning up. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
like
But
you got 2 dances on one
I ain't
side.
doing
No,
all
that ain't you.
But I go out. I have a good time. I'm not, and not saying that older people shouldn't do things, because I think everybody should do whatever makes them happy. But I like to have a good time, and I am not going to live someone else's life because that's what you have designed in your mind for me.
Absolutely.
And again, I still am on the front line, whether it be in my Louboutins, whether it be in my
in your
flip-flop,
weave or
right,
your
my
bonnet.
weave, it
Yes.
doesn't- right, my braids, my whatever it is,
That's
I'm
what's
still out there. And so the question I always ask people is, well, you don't necessarily like these things about me, but would you prefer that I do nothing?
Right. It's one. Which one?
Which one you want to do?
Make a choice.
They said, well, you should have natural hair. Well, I know some people who have natural hair that's not involved in the movement at all.
Speak to that. That's.
So which one do you want?
I mean, you want the natural hair person that's not gonna
Which
be out here.
I think it's amazing though. Natural. I think you be who you are,
Period.
but just be about something.
Be about something. Be about your mission, whatever that entails.
Yep.
I love that. And I think that as Black women, that's important for us to hear from you. That's what this platform really is all about. I mean, I really just wanted to showcase a different side of the people that I know who are in the limelight and who do have a lot of power and influence.
Yeah.
That we're still human. We like to have a good time.
Yeah.
We like to turn up.
We cry.
We need to be relatable. And I find that a lot of celebrities only show one side of themselves.
Yeah.
And that is, that's what makes people tune out.
Well, but then people have to stop being so judgmental.
That is also true.
Because that's a big part of why people feel like they can't show certain, and that's been something I fight against it. It's probably the thing that scares me the most, is that I will ever mislead people into believing something about me that's not true because I'm trying to live in this particular image.
Yes.
That scares me, because then when you find out that I was in the strip club, you're like, oh my God, like she acted like she, was so against that. And so I'm always, and maybe sometimes I probably do a little bit too much, just trying to like put forth, hey, not me. Don't
look
put that
at
on me.
Don't look at
put
me.
That on. Don't put perfection
I'm not the
on
perfect
me.
example.
Exactly, because I'm not that.
I think that's awesome. But I mean, would you mentor any young? Do you mentor women?
Man, I have so many.
Really?
I have a young lady who's here in Georgia. Her name is Mary Pat Hector. I've been, mentoring Mary Pat. She's mentoring me now. She graduated from Spelman. She's in law school now,
that's
but I've been
awesome.
with her since she was like 9 years old.
Whoa, that's a long
Working with her,
time.
and she's incredible. And there's so many. I have so many. I mentioned Natasha was there when the Black Parade song came out. She's running for city council in New York City.
Oh, that's awesome.
Supporting her. I have so many. I don't even want to get myself in trouble trying to name them all. But they're not just young women. It's young women and young men. I have another young man by the name of Reverend Stephen Green.
Really?
Who I work very closely with, and he was one of the brains behind our moving to Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, that's awesome.
So there's a lot of them, and they're all over the country, and some of them get, they call me and they be like, you don't call me back, and I'm sorry, but, my mentors.
You got a lot on your plate. I was just about to ask you that. Like, who are your mentors?
I also have many, and I'm definitely not gonna get myself in trouble talking about that. But one person that I will mention, because a lot of people know Kathy Hughes, who started Radio 1. She's actually her son Alfred Liggins is probably CEO at this point, but she's the chairwoman of Radio 1. And, I don't get a chance to talk to Miss H all the time and to see her, but guess what? I watch her moves. And that's mentorship in itself, because, just watching how she's been able to, go from living in her car with her son all the way to having one of the largest radio networks in the country, still Black-owned. That's amazing. And she tells the story of how when she was starting out, I guess after divorcing her husband, she went to get a loan from the bank, and they asked her, well, where was her husband? Where was the man? And she's like, I'm doing this on my own. So she had those barriers, of sexism and patriarchy from very young. But then she still built this brand. So against all the odds, she still did it. You know?
I put more glue, Tamika.
Okay, thanks.
You got these 1-inch lashes on, because you always make me cut the whole lash off before I apply it. Tamika do not play about her lashes, y'all. She does not play.
Very particular.
She's very particular about these lashes, okay? So anyway, who you batting your lashes at these days, speaking of lashes?
Batting my lashes. Right.
You're not batting your lashes at nobody?
It's,
Don't be that person.
I know, I gotta do better.
Thank you.
Well, because, I ask my colleagues all the time, like, why don't people try to come on to me? Like
they don't?
No, I don't. I'm not one of those people that folks are always hitting on. I mean, of course,
you gotta give a little something, right?
Right, and I think that's the issue. Now, don't get me twisted. When I go on my DMs, these crazy looking people, they be all in there. Crazy.
Crazy with a blue check?
It'd be like, no, crazy.
No,
it'd be like, John and Pinky.com talking about, baby, I'll suck your toes, baby.
Let me rub them feet.
Just crazy stuff. Half-naked men sending me pictures.
Oh,
so,
no.
I get that, but in terms of, actual, qualified men coming on to me, I don't really have that often. And I think part of it is people aren't sure whether I'm single or not. They don't really know.
Let's state the facts.
I'm very
Are
single.
you single?
I'm absolutely single.
You're absolutely single.
Absolutely single.
Are you ready to mingle?
That's the problem.
That's what I want to know.
You know what, Tay? I'm so content and peaceful, right?
That's a great thing.
And I don't really want or need drama and stress, right? And so it's really scary stepping out and say, because I was in a relationship for 12 years, and the person that I was in a relationship with, I'm like best friends with still now. So,
girl, y'all gonna get back together. Just forget it.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
But still, we're very, very close, and he's a really, really good man who took really, really good care of me for a long time. And then my father is an incredible man. So my examples of manhood are very, very strong, you know?
Right.
And I'm not really up for the bullshit. So I just don't know if I'm ready to get out there again and have to go through the trial and error. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work?
It's a lot of trials and a lot of errors on the way.
And I don't know if I'm ready. And then I don't even know if I am as a person, are like appealing, because
What do you mean appealing?
I'm super clean. You can't, you know, I fuss all the time about.
You're a black woman, honey. You just black. That's what we. Yeah.
So nobody want to deal with that all the time.
Not
It's
all
too
the
much.
time. Not all the
No,
time.
well, I'm an all the time person. You know, I need to be mentally stimulated in order to be sexually stimulated.
That's a big part.
So that's another thing. A lot of people are not trying to do all that work.
No, they're not.
It's
not
work
these days.
to be with you.
To be with
me.
Yes, and your requirements are mental stimulation.
Yeah.
What kind of job can they have? It
doesn't matter.
It don't. No. It don't matter.
You know, they got to be doing something. But I'm not in a place where I need, like, you know, the guy who's like, I'm not looking for the super duper successful, like, you know, because I'm pretty successful. So
yeah, right.
If I find love,
there are some successful women though that's still like, oh no, he gotta have that bag. I need a new Birkin.
Yeah, I learned my lesson about all of that.
Oh, you
I
did.
learned
You
my
learned it
lesson
early
about
on.
that. Yeah, I think the thing I need, he could be a bus driver, which is great. You know, I'm not trying to say bus drivers are not successful, because shoot, you know, many of them are. But he could be a bus driver. He could be working in the mailroom. He could be any of those things.
Oh,
but
wow.
He needs to be fine. He needs to be clean.
He needs to be fine, honey.
He needs to be clean, he needs to be fine, and he needs to really be supportive of me. And he also needs to know that I work around a lot of men. I'm gone a lot. I don't always answer the phone. And
you ain't cooking no meals. You ain't got time to cook.
I cook.
You cook?
I cook.
Okay.
Babe. I cook. You know, not all the time, because I'm hardly ever home, but when I'm home, I cook. I take care of a home, and I also know how to take care of a man, because my mama knows how to take care of my daddy.
I know that's right, girl. Because your mom and your dad, are they still married?
50 years. 55 years they've been together, 47 years married.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
So, yeah.
So I want to get a little bit more tea, and I have a little game that I would like for us to play.
Okay.
Are you down?
Did you just put my lip balm on? And
yeah,
you put a little bit of extra
lip
stuff.
balm.
Yeah, no. I actually, let's show everybody what I use on my lips.
This girl.
After a full beat.
Don't be wanting to put on the lipstick. She want me to do a full beat and put on some balm.
Yep, that's
or
it.
Chapstick.
Because it gets the white line in here when I'm talking. I talk a lot. So I get the white line. So the balm is good, because when you put the chestnut pencil on, and then even the red pencil, and then we put the balm and rub it in, and then it looks like I have lipstick on.
Yeah, it's gonna just look like you got lipstick on.
I'm not wearing that.
Oh yeah, you're not wearing it. I just put this on. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna jump right into the game, honey.
Let's play the
I wanna get some more tea.
We have games.
We have games.
Did Yandy play this game?
Yandy did play this game.
Jennifer played this game.
Jennifer played this game. Everybody played this game. And
I'm not really a game person, but okay.
You're not much of a game person.
I guess I'm gonna learn.
I mean, it's not like too much. It's just like, so this game is called Concealer Reveal. And what happens? Oh, first of all, let me talk about your look, okay? Yes. We got this natural kind of, I'm going to march, or I'm going to talk business, or I want to have a cocktail after look going on. And what
will it last for 2 days?
No, listen.
That's the question.
Here's the thing. With or without that mask, when I set you with this spray.
Okay, all right, the spray.
The spray is the secret.
Yeah, because my mask, you know, you are the best for the mask. The best for masks.
Yes. So this is why.
Okay.
Because I set you with this specific.
Well, set it, baby. Set it.
Specific spray. And this makes it stay all day.
Whew. You can't breathe.
You can't breathe when it happens, but you'll be feeling really nice and sexy
it feels tingly, like cucumber-ish.
Yes, it gives you this nice little relaxation, this relaxing experience. So we're about to play a game of conceal or reveal. That's the name of the game. I'm gonna bring you. It's different, but what's gonna happen is you're just gonna pull some questions out of my handy dandy makeup box.
Okay.
And you're just gonna answer the question, and if you choose to conceal.
This is a nice makeup box.
Thank you. If you choose to conceal, then there are consequences that you'll later learn. But yeah, if you reveal, then I'll answer a question.
Okay. Nah, this is boring.
It's boring?
Yeah, read that.
We tried to keep it PG for you. We can turn it up?
I mean, let's just do better than that.
Okay, do better than that. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. I might have threw something all the way up in the top for you in the front.
Let's see what happens. Let's see.
A little cheek.
Uh-oh. What's your favorite song to twerk to? Well, you know I like old school music.
Don't let me find you twerking to an old school song.
So I don't know if it's twerking, but I like.
What is it then?
But I like doing the butt.
Doing the butt. Hey.
That was like the original twerk before the twerk.
Yes, I love that. I love it. That's the perfect answer. That is so good.
I mean, that was the twerk before the twerk.
So you be doing the butt?
Yeah, I'd love to do it because mine doesn't really clap yet.
Oh, girl, it's
but I can make it like shine.
You can make it shine. You can make it move. Make it move. Okay. Since you answered that question, I'll answer a question.
Uh-oh, you get to answer a question too? I didn't know.
What's the best advice someone has ever given you? Oh, that's cute. I love my questions.
I love your questions.
The best advice someone has ever given me is to be myself because I've always hidden behind what I thought people wanted me to be. And I would say that I've been living in my truth and it's been very rewarding.
Okay, now. Being yourself. Yourself is a lot of things.
I'm a lot of things, honey.
Tay. Beauty by Tay.
Okay, so you can get you another question.
Oh, I get another question. Okay. Let's see.
I think I threw the same question back in the box.
What's your ideal king?
I don't talk about that.
My ideal king is someone who respects the work. Like he's in the struggle too. Doesn't have to be a frontliner, but needs to be in the work and understand and support me as I'm out on the front lines. But he also needs to be like a really good cuddler because I love cuddling.
Aww, you like cuddling?
I love cuddling.
Aww, it's like spooning cuddling?
I love spooning, but
spooning is the best.
Spooning
like,
is it. That's how I get my
love
sleep.
Spoon.
That's how you get your sleep.
No, because sometimes it gets too hot.
No, but that's later. But you gotta start out.
You start out that
spooning,
way, but you wake up like, oh damn.
Oh yeah, right. Where are you at?
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna answer a question. And let's see, I'm gonna shuffle this around. Did we answer this already? I did answer that. We got 2 questions in here. Okay. Oh, okay. If my life was a movie, what would it be called?
Oh, Lord.
Like it has to be a real movie. I would make up a name. It would be called The Flint.
Oh, that's right. You are from Flint.
I am from Flint.
You are from Flint.
I would be called like the Flint Sparkle or the Flint Butterfly or just something fabulous that has to do with where I'm from.
Flint.
Yes, just the bloom
The
from
blossom
Flint.
from
The
Flint.
blossom from Flint. Let's go with blossom.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
I like that.
Blossom
I like
from
that.
Flint.
If I had a movie, what would it be called?
What would it be called?
It would. Is there a movie called Bougetto? Because that it would be my movie.
You are kind of Bougetto.
I am.
A little
That
bit.
would be my movie.
Yes. I can see that for you. Yes, but thank you so much, Tamika, for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been incredible. I love it, and it's a hit.
It's a hit.
It's a hit.
She said it's a hit.
It's a hit.
It's a damn hit.
It's
okay,
a
y'all
hit.
listen to everything she said.
Yeah, it's a hit.
She said it first. Thank
Love
you
you
so much
for
for
it.
coming on. Love you so much.